Yeah.
Why website templates are not always a good choice. Okay. When is the first time you tried the website template?
To be honest, I don't remember. It's been a while, and since WordPress came about with their templates, and then the templates marketplaces grew up.
Yeah.
You can buy templates, and I was been kind of in between using templates or not, because we did most of the work in-house. Used very rarely used website templates most of the time when the client wanted to use them. So we just implemented them, and then we saw what the disadvantages were. But they had some advantages when it comes to website development, which most of the time is speed and cost effectiveness, because you can make a website pretty darn fast. It's cheap because the templates just cost a couple of tens of dollars.
Yeah, it's like starting even few boxes, like even $3-4 sometimes you can find the template. But I think a good template starts around $15-18.
Yeah, they grew up in the price range, so we can just sit back and enjoy the good old days. It was $45, but sometimes they provide a good starting point if you don't know what you want. Hello, Marta. We're just discussing the downsides of LinkedIn and social media.
Yeah.
Which I guess we can see right now, the number of people joining.
Yeah. This would be a good case study to the people for next session.
Yeah. We can make a summary of what a fuck up night.
Yes, and I think
unintentional, but still.
Yeah, but I think, I think now I know how to do it. To bring people for you. The best thing to do is launch a LinkedIn event and click. You need to tick the box of enable the people to register through LinkedIn. When you do that, he will give you afterwards a CSV file with all the people who registered with their email addresses that are public. And then you can funnel that and build your own audience on your own website through StreamYard. This is the best option. Like launch each time the event, you can build your emailing list afterwards and you can keep them. You can create some kind of a newsletter for events. Don't miss our next event that will happen in here. And because if they give you their email addresses through LinkedIn, it's because they checked already your privacy policy, because you need to put.
We need to add it to the newsletter list, mailing list, and stuff like that. And also, because it looks like people have the reach is so bad that people are not joining in, we will repeat the session somewhere in the future.
Yeah. We need to repeat it. We need to repeat it because I think many people are lost and don't know about when to use the. I can tell about my personal experience. Like I think 3 years ago, we wanted to launch more of a modeling agency, and we wanted to just test it if it will work or not. We didn't want to invest in too much time and effort and see, but we needed to have at least a decent website. So I bought a template for $17, and we implemented on top of it some PHP code for the people to register. We bought it, static HTML and CSS files. And the good thing about that template is it was really good template because they gave a tutorial and indication about everything in that CSS file. It means if you want to modify anything, you know how to do it. So we didn't buy a WordPress template. We bought an HTML and CSS file with source code. This is, if we are, in my opinion, if I'm going to buy a template, I never bought WordPress template in my life. It's mostly HTML and CSS. So at least, you know, you can implement some code on top of that and just to test. And then we would go to proper, you know, branding and building a new website. That is, I think, speed and cost effectiveness and a good starting point to get for the people.
Yeah, we implemented some mostly WordPress templates because it's the most popular CMS still.
Yeah.
And the best known, especially here in Poland. And yeah, it was sometimes a good starting point. And what I would say is the best starting point if you're doing an e-commerce site, because e-commerce site, they need to be in some aspects similar. So people need to be able to find themselves and be used to some sort of layout and mechanics behind it. But when it comes to creating a website for your business with a homepage with another pages, when you buy a template, it mostly looks good if you do it one-to-one. So if you implement the same fonts, similar images, similar color styling, then it looks good. But when you try to modify it to suit your needs, then it breaks down. I have countless examples for when it fell apart. And it was on 99%, like on 90% of the website that we did. And or in some cases the users did it themselves. And then they came to us and said, I don't know why this doesn't work, or why it doesn't look as good as I saw on the preview of the template.
Oh yeah, the expectations they get too high from the preview, and then
Yeah, because this is made by professional designers most of the time, professional coders. So they know how to sell it. It looks great,
yeah.
but yeah,
I think that the template marketplace from for WordPress is more of a honeypot. It's like they show themselves, oh, this is what I can achieve for you, and then they modify the template that they are selling in order that it doesn't really work as you see it in the preview, so they can reach to them to correct it and make it look good.
yeah, well, can be so. Or they just have a support forum and they don't care because you bought it.
Yeah.
We have the agreement here signed. You can use it, but we were doing it as is. We just fix the technical stuff if there are some errors, but not designed for you.
Yeah.
And what I also noticed in many cases when it comes to WordPress pre-made themes, they can be very bloated, which means they add a lot of plugins,
Yeah.
a lot of pages that you import because you want to make it look good as in the previews. Then you import the pages, you have tons of pages with all the preview content that you had. Then you try to modify and then you go back to the first point. It looks only good when you use the same pre-made templates, pre-made content, and that can be really disheartening because you think one stuff will be happening and then the outcome is very different than you imagined.
Yeah. I think that's also very big issue because the more you have unnecessary plugins, you also are the more vulnerable you are to cybersecurity issues. And you
Yeah.
to maintain all of those plugins.
And also,
I think it affects the speed of how your website is being
yeah,
loaded.
that's what I wanted to touch on, because
So it will also ranking on Google.
yeah, as most of the templates I had contact with, they all use the same slider. Also can draw on here. You're muted, so I couldn't hear you. Yeah, right now is the example right from the top of my head. It's the GreenFox website. I mean, only the slider has 300 kilobytes of JavaScript that needs to be downloaded.
Wow.
And by using user experience standards, sliders don't work when they are used in headers because people skip them altogether because they think this is unuseful information most of the time. So
yeah.
So we have
Also, I'm afraid it's too much information because you don't know for how long it will go back.
Yes, so this would be a good use case because right now I'm talking with them, and the amount of data that needs to be downloaded just to view a homepage is really ridiculous. I mean, it's not at the top of the list of ridiculousness because I can provide some examples when you need to download 40 megabytes just to see the homepage. So, but yeah, everything's moving and people think it's a good thing, but most of the time it's distracting from the message they want to pass through. So everything has its place, but that's a topic for another session. And what I would say, the biggest disadvantage of using templates is they don't match your business goals. I mean, you do your website for your business, you comply with the schema of the template.
Yeah.
So the template and the template's goals has to be as universal as possible and thus matching no particular business goal.
So how do you match business goals with websites when you design a website?
First of all, you need to speak with the customer about what are their goals, or find out if they don't know through questioning, show them what the business goals can be. So usually there are a couple of business goals that can be achieved via a website. You can then also have the smart template when it comes to choosing goals. This is also a nice topic.
Yeah.
So let me just write it down because we have them on a blog post, but I think this is a good point when you need to select your goals.
Yeah, like first step to website design, setting goals.
Setting goals and knowing your target audience, because then you know what they might want to achieve and what you can offer them. So you have to align their goals with your goals. A good example here is the Cludy website with the parts. When the first idea from them was we should use a template and it should look like this, and I said, why should it look like this? I mean, who is this for? And what the goal they want to achieve. I mean, they want to find the parts as quickly as possible. And okay, so why not just do that? Why hide all the information behind some useless filler?
Yeah, I think the inspiration part from Cludy is very interesting as immersion for potential clients. It's very attractive and it takes them to broaden some kind of their horizons. And this is what you can achieve with our product. It leads them to that way of thinking.
Yeah, but also the parts side and the inspirational side, they have two different target audiences. And you can see that in the design and in the process that was made before we put it online. So for the first one, we have people who looking for replacement parts because they are fixing maybe or replacing, and they need to find the parts first, and you need to be sure that this will match what they are already offer, what they already bought from the company. And the inspirational side is for people who just maybe making a new kitchen or a new bathroom, and they need to find some inspiration, and you can find ready-made templates.
Yeah.
But maybe find some inspiration there with the tiles, with all ready-made bathrooms or kitchens, and you can find the appropriate merchandise from Pludi there and go ahead and buy it and be pretty sure about the end result.
Yeah, sure. So this is about the business goals. And I think now it's about low code quality.
Yeah, this is when you buy a template, and usually people who buy templates, they don't code.
Yeah.
Because people who do code, they can buy templates, but they buy a very selected few that they know what's inside.
Yeah.
And low code quality, usually when you buy a template and you are not a coder, you won't be able to distinguish what's good quality code and what's low quality code.
Exactly.
And this can be also tied to the bloated part, because code can be bloated on the surface. It's all looks good, it works good, but when you try to develop it further, update, then the problems are starting to arise.
Yeah. I remember one time we used some kind of a website with a dynamic tree selection, and that I don't remember if it was, I think it was Drupal, not WordPress, and that kind of plugin went obsolete and out of maintenance.
Yeah,
So we had to rewrite it from scratch.
yeah, that's the problem with popular platforms. You have tons of plugins there, and lots of them going obsolete before you even find out that they are obsolete. And then the website works, but because of it's a popular system, you don't update it, you get hacked, and then you find out, okay, now I need to change this, and this because it's not compatible with the new WordPress or what have you web version.
Yeah, but I think also the people underestimate, their online presence. If you get hacked, if you get a website defacement or something like that, people most of the time will not ever come back to your website or visit it. And also you will be 6 foot under in the second page of Google at least.
Yeah, this can happen, and a lot of times people don't even realize they've been hacked for a couple of days,
Yeah.
weeks at some extreme cases. But yeah, we recovered some hacked websites, and it's not a pleasant process for your basically branding, because you have some hackers from you don't know where showing their message to God knows who, and yeah.
I think if some people wants to launch more of a static website, more of some kind of a business card, they should go to platforms such as, I don't know, Squarespace or Daddy.com or even Canva. I use Canva a lot, Canva websites. At least you show good enough. And what we said last time, it's care about building the business. more than building the website first and setting your business goals, and then invest in a proper website with a proper backend and anything to protect you. And I think the most important thing when you set a website is the health monitoring of your website. If it's online or not, if it gets hacked or not, you need to put in place this kind of mechanism, and you need to be supported on that regard. So if you are going to invest the money in a website, do it properly. And also, many people think that it's a one shot. I need to put my website down. Thank you for the project. Bye bye. They don't want to pay for maintenance. They don't care about maintaining the website, its plugins, and which sets room for future problems.
And also, if you have a website online, the one thing is to make it and publish it. The other thing is to test it and upgrade it, not only via the backend, but also the front end. So align it with the user behavior that you can measure, that you can test, and make some A/B tests or what have you, and then change the site accordingly to the user's behaviors.
Yes, that's the most important, is that you evolve with your users and customers' needs.
Exactly, and a lot of times people just make a website, a couple of years pass, we need to destroy the old one, create a new one, and
Yeah.
repeat the whole cycle again. Leave it for a couple of years, then somebody, the company, has a brilliant idea. We need a new website, and we start from scratch. And most of the time, it's not a revolution needed, but an evolution of a website to make it functional and to see the value that it can offer to the users and to your company.
Yeah, I think if you already made your website, you need to think about the maintenance of the website, same as you are maintaining your business. You pay for the accountant every month. You should consider, especially if you have, a crucial online presence, to put in place mechanisms so you be sure that you are evolving with your customer needs each month, especially I think especially in B2C markets. It's very crucial that your website evolves, because customers evolve more rapidly. And I'm talking personal people, they evolve more rapidly than businesses. If you are a B2B company, the other companies, they might not evolve their need as fast as B2C. When you're talking to, everyday customers, especially now, you have Gen Z, you have millennials, you have boomers, sometimes your product, if it's a commodity such as shoe, its evolution is if you are in e-commerce, you can't be in e-commerce without proper platform that handles, because your whole business is based on your online presence.
Yeah, exactly. You can also base your business on social media, but there are some there are some disadvantages there. And yeah, we just got a taste of those disadvantages today. Or yesterday, actually, before we launched the event. So the logical step was to talk about them on a future event. And yeah, this will be the next week. Lessons
Not
learned.
next week. It will be 14, because next week we'll be off to Saudi. So it will be hard. It will be 14, yeah?
Okay.
14 March at 3 p.m. And we will tell you how we solved it too, because we find the issue, but we find the way around it, on how to fix it, about this social media mistake. I think that social media is a very good channel to attract people. That's for sure. You have the biggest platforms for catching eyeballs from all over the world, but you cannot rely your business only on social media. especially, you heard about influencers that platforms just ban them for supporting
Yeah, exactly.
content.
It's a good marketing tool, but you need to have your own place. It's just like building a house on somebody else's soil.
Exactly.
You can always get kicked away from it. But we'll talk about it more on the 14th of March.
Yeah, and Depi is confused. He
Yeah.
won't be.
Not for long. Okay, so
We have it.
we have it. Thanks for the session and see you on the 14th.